This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, attorneys on Grand Bahama are lamenting the current condition of the Garnet Lavarity Justice Center. They say the building in the heart of the city is in desperate need of repairs, and they are calling for a proper maintenance program to be put in place. Atalia Hall has the story.
It is the main hall of justice in the Northern Bahamas. The Garnet Lavarity Justice Center officially opened back in 1994, but in recent years it has lost some of its luster. Local attorneys are now speaking out against the deteriorating conditions. They say the state of the justice complex is creating concerns in the Grand Bahama community.
I think this courthouse is deplorable, but it highlights that government really need to do more about maintaining their buildings and stuff. Because when you look at, I didn't even know that these columns were made of wood until I saw the big holes in them, and this has been going on for some time. I mean, the building didn't just get like that. The building got like that because of a lack of maintenance.
This is one of the first buildings you see when you come from the airport, and it's basically falling apart before your eyes. And when you go to Nassau, you see the court in Nassau, it looks so well put together. And when you come to Grand Bahama, there's no air condition in any of the Supreme Courts. There's only air condition in 2 of the magistrates' courts, and it just frustrates the legal process altogether.
It's one of the first things that you see when you're coming from the airport, and visitors coming will notice it. It looks somewhat deplorable. It has pigeons on the outside, stains.
And my understanding was, at the inception, was that the Port Authority had built this building. And so it's an inherent problem. Freeport, Nassau, Grand Bahama, Port Authority, government. It's always been this problem of whose responsibility is it, who's going to do it. Well, someone thinks someone should do it, so-and-so thinks so-and-so should do it, and in the middle of it are the people. And they're the real victims, and that's not appropriate for either party.
Attorneys say despite these challenges, employees remain dedicated and show up to work on a daily basis. However, they believe the poor conditions are affecting the whole judicial process.
People come to the court looking for, it should be uplifting. When you come into a Supreme Court building, you should feel good because you're coming into beautiful surroundings, because people come here, they have all kinds of problems. They don't need the building to be in a deplorable condition.
Nowadays, everything goes viral. They come in, they take photographs of the government buildings, and they post these photographs online. And so when the world sees this building, they see the Bahamas, and this is the first thing they're going to see, the Bahamas with break-up buildings and not well kept. And it's not a good image for tourism and for our country as a whole.
The energy. It brings down the energy. When you go in certain parts, you see those staff want to leave the office early. They don't want to go above and beyond to get certain things done because it's hot.
Our judicial staff and our judges are fantastic because they will continue to work, but I think it poses a real health risk for them, let alone the facade outside that just looks shabby. I don't think it gives the right message of respect to our judiciary as a whole.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, Dr. Michael Darville, is responding to the concerns expressed by the local attorneys. He says the government is fully aware of the condition of the Garnet Lavarity Justice Center and is working on the problem.
Garnet Lavarity building, there's no question that as we drive through the city, we can actually see signs of issues on the building. The building needs an immediate facelift. There is some issues inside of the building that we are aware of.
Dr. Darville notes that it's not just the exterior of the building that needs repairs, but the interior as well.
As part of the renovation and facelift of that building, some work would have to be done to the roof. That's very important for us. But of course, when you go inside of the building, some of the spaces that is used by the general public, as well as in areas where people are working, we need to look closely. But I want to let the employees of that building know that the scope of work has already been done. Not just outside, it's both outside and inside. We intend to move on that very swiftly. The building itself is definitely in disrepair. The Ministry of Works is fully aware of it. I'm fully aware of it. And the bidding process has already been begun.
In other news, a 34-year-old American male visitor is in police custody after he was reportedly found in possession of an unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Reports are that shortly after 9 a.m. on Monday, officers of the Bimini Division, while at the South Bimini International Airport, conducted a search of the American visitor and discovered in a camouflage bag a black and silver 9mm Beretta pistol with one clip containing 17 live rounds of 9mm hollow tip ammunition. He was arrested and taken into custody. Investigations are continuing into this matter. Another small business has joined the manufacturing sector on Grand Bahama. What started out as a natural juice blending company has blossomed into a manufacturing plant. What was an unfortunate situation for one company turned out to be a blessing for another. You see, Natural Blends, owned by Ricardo and Kathy Bannister, was pushed to the next level after facing a roadblock several months ago.
After the company in Nassau, we got our bottles from burned down on Christmas Day. It left us with a bit of a dilemma as to how we would continue our business. So we decided to do some research. We got invested in a machine and we started making our own bottles just to keep our business alive.
The company, now known as Natural Blends Packaging and Juices on Yellow Pine Street, operated a mobile unit selling all natural juices for 10 years. After the bottling company in New Providence burned down, Natural Blends went out of operation for 2 months. But Kathy says they were determined to revive their business. The packaging company was opened on March 29th at a cost of just under $40,000, and they are now able to meet a growing demand.
People were calling me from January the 1st, asked me what we're going to do, because there are other people who use these bottles as well, and no one knew where to get bottles from. So they're now actually starting to come through the door, which is really, really a plus. And they're getting bottles in there by word of mouth. They're letting people know where to come and get their bottles from.
The Bannisters knew nothing about the bottling business, but Kathy says that did not deter them from taking a leap of faith.
I was fortunate enough to know somebody. She gave me a contact in Miami. I was on the phone to her every day, between her and the internet, researching how to make bottles, what we would need and so forth. And we just started piece getting what we needed and getting things in place. So that really was a plus. We had a gentleman from Hong Kong came over for a week, and he went through the setup of the machine and the training. So all of us were here, the 5 of us were here, while he showed us how to use the machine, make some bottles and do some troubleshooting.
The Bannisters hope to expand Natural Blends into New Providence and the Family Islands in the near future. The Grand Bahama Shipyard is a leader in the ship care business in the region, and now operators are encouraging employees to take better care of their health. This past Saturday, employees of the shipyard participated in the company's health fair. Italia Hall was there.
More corporate citizens are joining the campaign for living a healthy lifestyle. Members of the Grand Bahama Shipyard hosting their first health fair on Saturday. Employees were offered free health screenings, education on the importance of good nutrition and exercise, as well as sessions with fitness instructors. Officials say the event is geared towards encouraging their staff to live healthier lifestyles.
Our employees are our #1 assets. So by bringing them knowledge and bringing them what's available to them readily here on the island and just across into Florida, services that they can get is very important to us.
This health fair is the first health fair that we've had in the history of the shipyard, and it is specifically for our employees and their dependents. We are really trying to promote a healthy lifestyle for our staff members and their families. We have a number of vendors out here today who are promoting different things, whether it's food, whether it's the way you prepare food, what you drink. We have nurses here as well. We have visiting doctors from various clinics in the United States. We have our local representative doctors here as well. And so this whole day is about healthy lifestyle.
Partners involved in the health initiative were happy to play a role in this campaign.
Very honored, excited. This is the first health fair that the Grand Bahama Shipyard has ever done, and we are honored to be here and contributing to the health care of Bahamians.
So we are trying to offer surgical services and medical services. We do preventive care in internal medicine, and definitely we do provide highly specialized care for those who need in terms of oncology care.
We're very glad that they thought about us. It's not easy being a dental office because everybody goes to a medical facility, but it's good that they know that the mouth is an important part of the body.
Out here is an opportunity that I think all the staff members should partake in. Going to most of the booths so far, I've gained a lot of information, readily and available information. I've been to Baptist Hospital, Easy Dental, the other place, Atlantic Medical, and also the Cleveland Clinics. So far, I've tasted some of the foods that they've had out here. I've spoken to some of the nutritionists that they have out here, and to me, it's really, really good.
It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The Northern Edition will continue in a moment.
In news that matters to you, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Grand Bahama now has its own performing arts center. The facility, the home of the Grand Bahama Youth Choir, is now open and is already making a difference in the lives of the island's youth. Kimberly Mullings reports.
Some days when we don't have choir, I drive past and this car is always here. Whether it's day, night, he's here. I believe sometimes he sleeps here sometimes, but that's just Mr. T.
Choir member Daytwan Dame says he's proud of the hard work and dedication Director Kevin Tomlinson has put into the Grand Bahama Youth Choir on a daily basis. Dames is pleased the choir now has their very own performing arts center.
I really love it now because, at first we was at the library and, that don't go together, a choir and a library. Library like silence, but now we can sing as loud as we want, whenever we want.
At 17, Tomlinson, also known as Mr. T, was first exposed to a community center in Liberty City. He says that's when he first understood the importance of such facilities.
I hope that this is the beginning of other places where other organizations will create environments where they can create an environment where children can burn energies. Between 3 o'clock and 7 p.m. in the afternoons, the kids have too many free times. There's too much free time going on. So they need centers like this where they can actually get busy. And we're more than just a choir. I'm creating a full after-school academy.
Tomlinson says he's very grateful for the contributors, corporate Grand Bahama, various clubs in the community, and even the everyday citizens. The building is finally a dream come true.
The work in here was really, this was like unbelievably bust up, if you could use that term. Guys came in here, stole all the copper, walls were ripped and so forth, lots of mold and other things, and so we went to work and we had to gut out this entire building. We had to do more than we had planned to do, but it's been an experience and I'm very grateful.
Third-year choir member Leah Mizik couldn't be more excited to be in the new center. The move is perfect. She's excited about the choir's future.
It's much more to explore. I also like the fact that we have new keyboards, we have a new band and everything that comes along with it. I like to sing, so being here and being able to be on our own stage in our own building is wow. And we don't have to pay to go somewhere to perform. We can perform right here inside our own center.
Mr. T and the Grand Bahama Youth Choir are currently preparing for their annual summer programs. Touring the center this week were members of the Grand Bahama Shipyard, Kelly's, and the Grand Bahama Port Authority, all offering words of encouragement to the choir members. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Kimberly. The students and staff of the Beacon School holding a special ceremony to honor Nurse Fernita Russell for 10 years of service as the school's nurse consultant. The students paying tribute through songs and special video presentations. Senior pastor at Universal Household of Faith, Bishop Ricardo Grant, was the guest speaker. He notes that the mark of a great individual is determined by their level of service to their fellow men, one who gives selflessly and expects nothing in return.
Nurse Russell, she stands to epitomize. This woman stands to be what we consider a shining example of what it is to be great in the earth and to be a great person.
Bishop Grant adds that Nurse Russell is a true giver, someone who walks with grace, elegance, and purity, second to none. He says he salutes the Beacon School for taking the time to celebrate Nurse Russell for her years of dedicated service to the entire community.
To be a true servant, it is out of the grossness of who you are, not who you try to make yourself. It is out of who you are. And today I stand here and don't even have to feel for the words to express that the person that you celebrate today, the person that stands here, that we lift up today and honor today, this is who she is, not who she's trying to become.
The Grand Bahama AIDS Awareness Committee continuing the mission to educate the community about the disease. This coming Sunday evening at 6, the committee will hold its annual candlelight memorial service on the grounds of St. Paul's Methodist Church. It is an event held to remember those who have fallen victims to the disease and others who have passed away. Minna Outen Winters is the coordinator.
You have some 1,200 community organizations in about 115 or more countries doing the same thing that we would be doing on May 17. And it serves as a community mobilization campaign to raise the social consciousness about this dreaded disease. With 35 million people living with HIV today, the International AIDS Memorial Service serves as an important intervention for global solidarity, breaking down barriers of stigma and discrimination and giving hope to the new generation. And one of our main problems is stigma and discrimination.
Chairman of the Education Committee, Mavis Ward, says despite the educational program that was launched back in 1996, the committee is still struggling with the issue of discrimination against those afflicted with the disease.
They come out and they make persons aware that, hey, I have HIV, I'm infected, and we can't get that person to get a job. We just can't get that person to get a job, and we wonder, how is that person going to live? Where are they going to get their monies from? And that is still going on today, and that's something that we have to get over. Just back to, if we act according to Jesus and be Jesus-like, we must remember our brothers, and we must give care, and we must remember that everybody is a child of God, and they should be treated that way.
And now to our nightly feature, Ask the Doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome to my special edition this week on lupus. Today I will discuss Michelle's second question. My sister has this rash on her face. Does everyone with lupus get this? Thanks again for your question, Michelle. Not everyone with lupus gets a rash on their face, but most patients do. There are two kinds of lupus. One, discoid lupus erythematosus, or DLE, mainly affects skin that is exposed to sunlight. And two, systemic lupus erythematosus, or SLE, which is more serious and can affect the skin and joints, as well as vital organs such as the lungs, heart, kidneys, and brain. The rash that you are describing is a raised, scaly butterfly rash across the bridge of the nose and cheeks that can leave scars if left untreated. Lupus can also involve other parts of the body, and persons with lupus can experience profound fatigue, low-grade fever, severe joint pain and muscle aches, extreme sun sensitivity, weight loss, chest pain on taking a deep breath, nose, mouth, or throat sores, poor circulation in fingers and toes, or bald patches and hair loss. If you or someone you know have any of these symptoms, please see a doctor immediately. Remember, it's important to follow up with a physician if you have any concerns about your health. After all, your health is in your hands. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, sports is up next with Ricardo Lightborn.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Sports and Mercado Live One tonight. This one is very special. Erica Dean is celebrating on this side, and my father is celebrating on the other side. Happy B-Day to you guys. Well, the Grand Bahama Little League Baseball playoffs continued on Saturday at the Americaribbean Baseball Stadium, so let's just cross the line.
The Junior League clash featured the La Boheme Buccaneers and the Playtime Sports Nationals. The Nationals on offense and trying to get something going in the early innings of the ball game. That did not work out as the Bucs pitching held up and the strikeouts to boot. The next batter having some issues trying to find a baseball. That's recorded as a K. The Nationals held on 15-11 to the win over the Bucs and the BAC Tigers over the Pelican Bay Flyers 5-4. In other scores, it was Major League Showdown as BAC Tigers clashed with the MSC Shippers and won at 15-5. Karan Butler got the win, and Trent Thomas and Kyle Bethel both posted a 2-for-3 games. The Pelican Bay Flyers over the Polymers Lions 15-3. Stephen Adley was 2-for-4 and also 2 home runs in this one, and Tony Phillip was 2-for-3. On the minor league board, it was the Coca-Cola Lions zipping the Churchill Jones Bucks 15-14. Ontario Adley had a 2-for-3 ball game at the plate, and the GB Port Authority Lions over the Balco Buccaneers 15-4 in coach pitch. Elijah Hutchison and David McKinney both sitting at 2-2 and also a home run.
Now, Coach Gene Reynolds of Faith Baptist Christian Academy is also going to be visiting Grand Bahama Friday, May 16th, 15th through the 19th, and also 6 Bahamas at 10, and play baseball at Faith Baptist team. And also some pretty good dialogue with Coach Reynolds will be happening whilst he is here for his period. Soccer play for you in the Arthur Paris Mary Naba High School League. Tabernacle Junior Girls, they shut out Jack Hayward Jr. 4-0. Lucanda National with a 5-1 win over the VMES boys. Lucanda National playing well, folks. The senior girls play. They and Bishop McAnally play to a 1-1 draw. We'll have some more highlights for you tomorrow on today's game. Okay, now it's time for you to get on that iron donkey, Sabrina. You know that bike that ain't got no rims or nothing on it? Okay, it's time to ride for charity. It's this weekend.
Pollo Tropical Ride for Charity is this Saturday, May 16th with the start and finish at Pollo Tropical on Ranfilly Circus. Raquel Hart said that this year's event is wrapped around the entire family.
The objective of the Ride for Charity is about healthy lifestyle and helping persons within our community. And this year we are pleased to announce that the recipient for the charity is the REACH Autism Awareness here on the island of Grand Bahama. And so we're inviting all persons, whether you ride, and we are going to be introducing some new categories. So you may not ride, but if you can move, we ask you to be a part of this event so that you can help to contribute to the awareness of autism on our island.
Fast Track Management Rovano Ferguson says the charity event has been revamped and no doubt will be fun for everyone.
We're going to introduce the 6 to 10-year-olds category. This will mainly focus on the primary schools and the younger kids. We have the 11 to 12-year-old category that will also be participating in the bike aspect of it. And we're also introducing the mom with strollers. As we know, this event will be following Mother's Day, which is the weekend prior. So we want to encourage all moms to come out there, and if you like you're a brand new mom, bring your stroller out. It has wheels, that's push and walk. We also have the Just Move Fun category. We'll be leaving from Pollo, heading to the circle at the Lucaya Circle and back.
Valerie Seymour of REACH says that the Ride for Charity is an important event for the Down Syndrome Assistance Group.
The funds that we receive at this time, we use that to provide training for parents and teachers and other caregivers that work with children with autism. And we also would like to do something that we did last year, which is we had a respite night for parents of the Beacon School. And so any contribution we can get, this donation would be really appreciated. And we're encouraging members of the public to join Pollo Tropical in supporting a very worthy cause and getting physically fit at the same time.
And we can confirm that our Quentin Gordon will participate. He cannot ride a bicycle, so he's borrowed a big wheel tricycle, and he's going to try to take part in that. Man, listen, Quinn, you got it bad. Let's look at sports tonight.
This portion of the